to join us. Oh, got it.
It was just being slow, sorry.
That's quite all right. Starting recording. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome. And we can get this party started. Could I get a confirmation of the agenda as presented? Joan and Heather? Any errors, omission? I've got a bit of an echo. Any additions, changes? Any opposed? That's carried. Delegations, nothing. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Should you discover any pecuniary or conflict of interest, you can declare it at any time. Adoption of minutes. It's not loading. Okay. So could we get a mover and seconder to approve the minutes of the November 13th meeting as presented? Joan? Need a seconder? Heather? Any errors or omissions? Questions, comments? Any opposed? That is carried. We can go on to turn the meeting over to Holly for the meeting schedule summary. Take it away.
Thank you through the chair. We just wanted to provide the updated meeting schedule. They are the second Monday of every month at 9 a.m. virtually, with the exception of the November meeting. That would have fallen on Remembrance Day, so the meeting was just moved to the Tuesday. Just wanted to provide members with an update on that.
Great, and I'm going to apologize. I have dogs barking in the background, so I hope it wouldn't be a Zoom meeting without a dog barking or a cat walking across the screen, I'm sure. So is Monday still good for everyone? And of course, we can cancel them should there not be anything to report. And they're okay for you, Stuart, from the Community Foundation? Great. All right. Do you need a resolution, Holly? No? Thank you very much. Okay. Did you want to move on to the funding update, Holly?
I can, yeah. I think Akesh was going to join us, but he's probably running late, so I'll just provide a quick update. We presented a report to council at the last meeting in December regarding the funding update from the resolution that was passed. And it had been found that funding from the last two fiscal years, so 2022, 2024, was allocated in the budget. However, payment hadn't been made. So the finance department has rectified that, and they have sent the payment of $60,000 to Community Foundation right before Christmas. So it should be there, but I'm not sure if it's been there, like gotten there yet. Okay. And my understanding is that it will be in the budget for 2024 for council to discuss at that time.
Okay. Yep. That's my understanding also. And Stuart, thank you for confirming that you did receive those two payments in the one check. And perhaps once we know that it has been approved, if you don't receive the 2024, let us know.
We will, sure.
We will, but we'll know once we start budget discussions. We haven't started those yet. Is there any questions from the committee for Holly? Okay, we can move on to new and unfinished business. Proposed neighborhood small grants update. Stuart, would you like to give us an update on that?
Sure. Thank you, Holly. We did receive notice of the release that went out to the public as well about the payment to the community fund from the township, and also about a little bit of discussion about the small community grants, which was sort of celebrated in the release, which I was really happy to see. And we are proceeding to get the application ready to launch in tandem with the rest of the applications, which usually at the end of January, we go live with our online applications. And when people visit our website, website, there will be a section for small community grants, and then there'll be a separate application for Southgate. So that is something that we can share with committee, and the committee can send out to local groups, and we'll do a bit of social media and broadcast about that when it goes live. I should say that, and I thank our friends at Southgate for encouraging us to enter into this discussion, but that we do see a need for this opportunity in some of the other communities we're serving with community funds. So it is something that the foundation is going to be offering more broadly, and it will be a model that we're going to mimic it with some of the other community funds. I'm happy to tell you that we have a brand new fund that's just about, well, yeah, I think it is all in the can for West Grey as well, which we're really thrilled about too. Not with a municipality, but with a private donor. And so we're going to be making an announcement about that too in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I think that's all that's there to report at the moment. Jen's away on a beach somewhere in Mexico. But she has it well in hand, and next meeting, which I think will be March, we'll do a little bit of a walkthrough of the application and get your input on that, and show you the location of the application and a little bit of the process on the website as well.
Great. Is there any questions from the committee for Stuart or staff?
Holly, I should just say I probably should. I probably shouldn't have mentioned that West Grey one. I know I'm just thinking this goes into the public forum, but it's about to come, but it's not official yet. So I rather you don't put that in the minutes if that's possible.
Yeah, we're not sure how many people actually watch our meetings either, but you didn't mention the person's name, so no. So that's good. I was wondering, Holly, if the committee could be sent that release, if it wasn't forwarded previously. I don't recall it, but it would be, I'm sure the committee members that aren't on council would be welcome. So if you could just include that with the minutes, or perhaps send it off, that'd be great.
Definitely.
Thank you. Akash has joined us. I think Holly did a great job explaining that the check has been issued, and Stuart has confirmed that they did receive it. So Akash, did you want to add anything to that? Nope. No. We'll if he wishes to add anything, Holly, we can certainly welcome that. Ambassador Forum. Again, Stuart, would you like to provide an update? I was there, but I'll let you share the celebration.
Sure. Is it okay if I share my screen, Holly? I could just walk the committee through the slides that we shared that day.
Oh, you mean the slides we couldn't see?
Oh, that's right. We didn't. It didn't work that day, did it? So, well, you're getting a debut then.
Great.
So I'm just looking for the share screen button.
I've just given you permission, so you should be able to.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
And can you see that? Oops. Yeah, there it is. So, oops. Oh, I guess it's in PDF. That's okay. So I'll just run you through the slides that we shared with our ambassadors in December. We had a really great gathering. I think over 20 folks joined us, and we did a little bit of an icebreaker introduction. And I'll just get right into the slides. The Community Foundation released its report to the community in December, and this is a tool that's available on our website. In the annual community report, there's a nice narrative about highlights from the last period from the chair and myself. We have a little bit about social impact investing. There's news on new funds. We have our synopsis of our financial position, as well as some grant making stories too. So this is a great tool. Just if you're sharing, or if people have questions about the foundation, it's something you can refer them to that gives a little bit of information about what's been happening over the last, 18 months really since the last report. We also gave some foundation updates on various aspects of our work. We have an upcoming not-for-profit workshop, will be held on March the 8th. And we've just confirmed it's going to be at the Sydenham campus in Owen Sound. And this is an opportunity for regional charities and not-for-profits to come together to hear about changes to our application system. We also offer some professional development on good governance. And this year we're having a focus on volunteer recruitment as well. So I think a topic that's of great interest to entities from our region, and community fund members, of course, are most welcome to attend that day. There'll be more details coming out about it in the next couple of weeks, as well as we open registration. The next community grants deadline, I know you all know this, April 15th for community grants, and scholarships are going to be open at the end of January, and the deadline for those is May the 30th. And in terms of the foundation's work over the next year, we are preparing for another vital signs report. And this one will be a full report like the one we did in 2016, which addresses community well-being, looking at a full range of the vital signs indicators. So arts and culture, health and wellness, living standards, education, the environment. I think there's 10 or 12 of those. And so we're really excited about that. We've begun work. And we will be launching, hopefully in tandem with the rest of our colleagues from across the country. And that happens the first week of October 2024. Next year's our 30th anniversary too. I think it falls in August, but we are planning some celebrations in recognition of 30 years of work in Gray and Bruce, and lots of stories to tell, and we'll be sharing some of our plans in the coming weeks about that as well. The foundation's also working on a brand new strategic plan. We've been working with consultant Marilyn Struthers over the last 6 months, and I shared just with the group tentatively 4 of the goals that we're working on, and got some feedback on those. And then I talked a little bit about the Willpower campaign, and our Southgate Fund has heard a little bit about this. That's the program of the Canadian Association of Gift Planners, which encourages Canadians to consider a gift to a charity in their will. And it's an online campaign. There's a national ad and radio and television program that we participate in. And Community Foundation Grey Bruce has a page on the Willpower website that we can send people to. There are various resources that are available to prospective donors, including a gift calculator, which helps you figure out the tax implications and benefits of a gift to charity in your will, and a lot of other information about local financial advisors who can help you with a gift to philanthropy if you're getting into that stage of planning. Internally, we've been working on Willpower since last September we launched. So we've been doing direct donor email. So anyone that's donated to the foundation in the last 2 years has been receiving newsletters with various little bits of information about the program. We've been doing a lot of social media posts, which advertise and amplify the collective message. And our magazine ads, radio ads, and our own foundation newsletters have also featured content about Willpower in them as well. And if you visit our website, there is a rotating banner that lets people launch directly to the Willpower page. And there is a co-branded video on our homepage as well, which people can watch about making a gift in their will. And that's a clickable link to the Willpower page. That's the video that I'll just let you watch that yourself on the website if you're interested. And this is a little graphic of the legacy calculator. That's a tool for people that are, pondering. They might want to see what the impact of a gift of a certain amount would be from their estate. So that's a tool that's available. And this is the graphics that we shared in the newsletters that went out to our donors. And we're also collaborating with charities from across the region, and there's a list of them there, who are also subscribed to the Willpower campaign. And we see great interest in amplifying each other's message, because a gift to charity benefits us all. So we're not chasing dollars just for the Community Foundation Grey Bruce. We see, someone making a gift to the local hospice or home and community support services. Everyone benefits from this identification of a charitable gift. So we're working with a team of representatives from all those organizations, and one of our big plans this year in 2024 is to launch a series of information sessions about all aspects of life planning at that stage of life, and bringing in content that each of those organizations can share in relation to that topic. And we're looking at various modes of presentation for that locally. And we had a couple of guest speakers, some wonderful testimonials at our Ambassador Forum. Annette Pedler, who's the Executive Director of Safe and Sound in Owen Sound, talked a little bit about the programs they're offering people who are unhoused in our community. And you might have read in the news that Safe and Sound went to a 24-hour format in the last couple of months, offering warm space for people who are unhoused in downtown Owen Sound. So that was really inspiring to hear. Safe and Sound was the beneficiary of a capital grant for a new roof of their facilities, and that was through Community Foundation Grey Bruce this past fall. And then we always forget to celebrate the fact that a big part of what we do is supporting Grey Bruce students on their education pathways. And it was really wonderful. We had Alex Adair with us, who received a couple of scholarships last year. Alex is studying at University of Guelph and really interested in wildlife biology and conservation, and intends to return to the region to work once he's completed his schooling. And he talked a little bit about the costs, the rising costs of education, and the impact of a scholarship on his situation. It was a wonderful story to hear. And we did share a little bit. We had, I think, 3 community funds represented at the Ambassador Forum, and there was a chance for people to introduce themselves and to talk a little bit about what was going on. And the brochure, the new community fund brochure, we had those available to pass out to all the ambassadors that were there. So it was a great meeting, and we wrapped it up with a bit of a holiday social, and it was wonderful to have people from community funds meet our board and meet other ambassadors. We were also really thrilled to have with us Ovid Jackson and Lyle Love. Ovid Jackson was the mayor of Owen Sound, and he and Lyle were really the founders of the whole concept of community foundations in Grey Bruce. And they were there and kind of had memories to share about how much the foundation's grown over the last 30 years. It was really inspiring and wonderful to have them with us too for this holiday social. I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any on any of the stuff that I shared.
Wonderful. Thank you, Stuart. And it was great to be able to make it in time to join the Ambassador Forum. Sorry, I couldn't stay any longer, but for the social. But it was a really, I particularly enjoyed the roundtable and hearing the stories from Alex and from Annette. They're just incredible people. And it's good to hear how the Community Foundation is benefiting those. So thank you. And I want to welcome Carolyn. She has joined us.
Thanks, Barb.
Good morning and Happy New Year. So is there any Stuart? Monica, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for presenting such a wonderful brochure. I wanted to just touch on the outreach and engagement efforts, just acknowledge the on the road tour. And again, just the efforts for outreach that was mentioned in the report, and just looking forward to further feedback that may be received from the public and the communities, during these tours, and how the foundation plans to incorporate community input into future initiatives. I find that the work is so wonderful, and the more the word gets out there. So if there's, I understand there has been feedback and to just continue to encourage to get that even out there more. So thank you, Stuart, and everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Monica. If I
Monica.
can respond, part of our new strategic plan, I think what you're hinting at is very perceptive, and we really believe that there's great strength in getting out and listening and hearing what the community needs more often. In 2023, we did a Stop, Start, Continue campaign, or a survey rather, with our stakeholders, so people in our database, and that was really informative for us to hear about our impact and what people appreciate about what we do, and ways that we can change to be even more responsive to community needs. So that listening and getting out and really hearing what people have to say is something we're going to be championing in 2024.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? I have a couple from the chair. Stuart, will the March 8th workshop have a virtual option for those who aren't able to travel to Owen Sound?
We haven't determined that yet, Barbara. We're at Sydenham campus. I do believe there's capability for that. I will get back to you about that. Of course, sometimes travel in early March is a little dodgy in our neighborhood, so it might be a great option to offer. Traditionally, we do just offer it in person, and in previous years we usually get about 100 to 120 folks out. So it's a really important date on the calendar. But I will I'll mention that to Jen and Annalise and see what the capabilities are for incorporating maybe even a portion of the day as available online.
Or recording and then sharing it after the fact. We could also, once the time and that is set, perhaps the GTR will coordinate from Dundalk the ability for people to travel to Owen Sound via the GTR transit system. So we'll look at those options. I also wanted to ask, the scholarships, do you communicate that to the schools directly, or do they have to know to go look at the website?
We work very closely with the superintendents from the boards, and usually there's a couple of sharings that go out through the network in advance of our deadline. And I should also tell you on our website, and please promote this widely, we have a thing called Pay for School Grey Bruce, which is a searchable database of all the scholarships that we manage, but also some of the regional ones that students may not be aware of. So if you go to the For Students page on our website, and when you click in, there's a drop-down menu on the right side, and if you go to Pay for School, you can use that database. It was previously a standalone website, and in 2023 we integrated that function into our own website, so people just have to go to one place. We have a co-op student from the local high school that's helping us with the geotagging of all the scholarships to make it function even better. So right now it's a little creaky, but it's there. And this February, March, we're going to be kind of streamlining and creating better functioning of the search engine. But there are links to scholarships that are held at Community Foundation, but also through the school boards and the local schools and Bruce Power and some of the provincial things that are available to local students as well. So we're trying to create a one-stop shop that can really connect our students with all the money that is available to them to support their education.
I think that's great. Thank you so much for letting us know about that link. The brochures, I believe you didn't have a great supply of them at the time of the ambassador forum, so I didn't get to bring a supply back, but you generally send those out to your funders, a small supply, that they could then be circulated to our library or within the office and perhaps each one of the committee members. Would that be possible, Stuart, to send those to Holly?
Sure. Could I send? Yeah, I'll send them to Holly. I'll get Annalise to do that today.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, because we get a lot of traffic in the library, so I think that would be a good place to share some of those. And one last question. Sorry about that. Your presentation that you just did from the Ambassador Forum, is that available for viewing? Perhaps we could include a link to it on the website in our minutes.
I don't believe it is because there's, it's kind of there's some internal stuff in there about our strat plan and things that
Oh.
we haven't really made public yet. So,
Okay,
no, unfortunately not at this point.
okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Task. Are there any other questions from the committee? Joan, and then Monica.
Sorry, it's not a question. I just wanted to say thank you, Stuart, for that information about the student pay for school, because I am sure it was not really out there. So now that you've told us about it, I will definitely have some student looking at that, and I will look at it myself too to see how we can help other students, as education is so important right now, and not only important, but very expensive. So I'm sure this is something that a lot of people will benefit from. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan.
Monica.
Yes, and just on the same thread of discussion, I know you mentioned the link. Is there a way that that can be sent to us as well? The exact link for the paper. What was that again, Stuart? It was paper
Pay for school?
paper
Yep.
school. I just want to make sure I get the exact link for that. If you wouldn't mind, if it's not too much trouble.
Not
And
at
just,
all. I'll do that right now.
Thank you. And just to echo Councillor John's comments, exactly what I was going to say as well. It's really great to know about this, and we're heading towards, the second half of school. So I'm sure they'll be very interested. So thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right. We have no correspondence. Members' privilege. Well, I'll just wish everyone a happy new year. Thanks for joining this morning. And we've got a lot of exciting things happening for 2024. So thank you, Stuart, for sharing all of that. Our next meeting is March, go back up to the meeting schedule, March 11th. And I need a mover and a seconder to adjourn the meeting. Monica? Carl? Perhaps? Great. Thank you. Any opposed to adjourning? That is carried. Thank you all very